My take on jail is that it's not what it's supposed to be. It's a punishment, not a rehabilitation. Like, it was meant to bring people that are criminals or who broke the law in and rehabilitate them so they can be productive for society.
When I was little, I had this assumption and this knowledge that jail was where people who did bad things went, which included my mom and the experiencing her go to jail and many of her boyfriends and other friends she had in my life. And as I got older, I came to realize that jail wasn't only where bad people went, but where the people that society wanted to disappear would vanish too.
I used to believe that jail was where we put criminals who either harmed other people or broken laws that were around for our safety. I find now that a lot of our laws now are political and that they are causing people more harm than good for the most part.
My take on jail is it's where you go if you do something wrong. I mean, it's punishment for your crimes.
The beginning starts right before I met you, maybe about a year and a half before I met you. It's early in the morning, and I was working at a hospital laundry facility. I'd just gotten off work now, and it's about 5 a.m. I go to the Tumwater Walmart. I see something like a bag on the ground. It ends up being a wallet. A woman's wallet. Picked up the wallet, threw it in my van, and drove off. Later I went through it, and I found somewhere between $7 to $10, credit card, various things you'd find inside a wallet. I went through everything trying to find a phone number. However, all I could find was the lady's name and her address. I actually Googled her and her address and was planning on returning the wallet to her with everything in it. I had the wallet for maybe 4 or 5 hours. Apparently someone saw me and said that I picked up the wallet. The police showed up to the Walmart and they were able to get a picture of my license plate number. They came to my house and pounded on my door. Next thing you know, I'm on the ground in handcuffs. I thought I was good. They said at the time that I should have taken it directly into Walmart. There was no malice involved whatsoever. There just wasn't. There were so many ways I could have taken advantage of the situation if I was going to. But lo and behold, they end up charging me with the felony. Only felony I've ever been charged with. I was an apartment maintenance guy for 15 years and was trusted with a master key to over 400 units. I'm not a criminal. The fact that you guys are charging me for this and put my job and my whole life in jeopardy is ridiculous. They charged me with a Class C felony. Both times I didn't resist, but there's always that one cop that goes to the next level. He'd put my arm behind me and say stop. Maybe they have to because of the cameras. Anyway, I get it, it's a hard job, but in their eyes, I was guilty and they could charge me no matter what. When you get in there, you feel trapped, like you never get out. And you only get 1 minute to talk on the phone until someone puts money on your card. It was so loud that the phone couldn't hear me say my code into it, so the whole time I was there I only got 2 calls out. So I ended up texting for 25 cents. Nothing was cheap, it's not right. People desire prison because if you're in there, you're just doing your time. Jail is super intense because you're just going through the steps. They don't know anything. I mean, we don't know what's going on. We are in the process of going through a trial and we just have to wait. I show up to my second hearing and he says he hasn't even reviewed my case. We set up a third hearing. My lawyer immediately says you don't want to go on trial. All they have to do is put a shadow of a doubt that maybe I intended on keeping the wallet. And this is the kicker. Even if you're found innocent, those charges stay on your record. He says, all you have to do is pay a couple of $1,000s, check in, do a little community service, and don't get in trouble for a year, and I'm all good. I'm not innocent, but it's not on my record. So I went into denial. Now I'm really scared. Basically, any interaction with a police officer going forward, I am going to jail. It could happen any minute, and that took a toll on me. And I realized how fast your freedom can be taken away from you. I realize how hard it is to get back and how easily you can get caught up in the system. I wish I could have the guts to turn myself in again. But there is something that is human nature where it's just hard to give up on your freedom like that. Now that I've missed the third one, there's immediately a warrant put out on me. I got scared. I didn't know what I was in for. My lawyer told me pack a toothbrush. I had to get enough money to bail myself out. That ended up taking a while, a month or two maybe. And then I got pulled over for my back taillight being out. It's weird enough that they got around to asking who your passenger was when they pulled my friend over, but the guy starts asking me questions. Says they're taking me in. Guys just like me who get caught up in the system. I give the cops all the info about the wallet and everything that was in it. I didn't lie or hide anything. The owner of the wallet doesn't even matter because the state takes over at that point. I tried to call her and found out there's a restraining order on me. My story could have ended like that. I lost all hope in the system. I used to want to be a cop. I went to a vocational school for law enforcement. I believed in the system 100%. I believed that if you were innocent, you would be proven innocent, and if you were guilty, you'd be found guilty by court of law. But I lost faith in the system. I still have to go through the courts, pay thousands of dollars, jump through hoops, pretty much live my life in fear because we get caught up in the system and we just can't get out. I guess I was waiting to get picked up. The stress it caused took years off my life. It could have been avoided and it was my fault. I was so trapped. Not sure how it happened, but someone called the cops and said I was quote-unquote acting funny. I get a knock on my door, so when I went to go open it, I see 2 cops. They said someone called and that person's worried about me. I told them I'm good, I'm fine. But the cops said we ran your name and we have a warrant out. So they took me in. It was my worst nightmare, but a relief too. While inside, I missed things. I missed human touch, the hug of my friends and my family. But I did a lot of soul searching and started thinking about the person I was. I wanted to fix the bad blood between me and my parents. I was lucky because some people don't have anyone to call, but I did. And I made a commitment to myself to make things right. Last time I went in, I was so angry, but the people in there, they were decent to me. One guy came up and gave me some cake. He says, "Look like you need this." There were probably 2 or 3 guys out of 100 in my block that really deserved to be there. It took 24 hours for me to go back to being myself because I was so angry that it took over me. It consumed me. I wish I could say yes, but I don't think there is any hope. Until wiped clean and starting over, things are just gonna get worse. I don't see change. I see more cops, more jails, more laws, more lawyers, and more courtrooms because it's all about money. I was in and I didn't get justice. The person who lost their wallet didn't get justice either. The only thing that happens was lawyers got a job, jailers got a job, judges got a job, and it's all business and that's it. Even my own lawyer wanted a higher bail than the judge did. That's how much they don't care. America has more people incarcerated every day. More than 50% of people have a record. It's criminal. That's too much. So something is wrong and things need to be taken off the books. Your life could be over at the drop of a hat and now you're labeled for life. The worst is that kids are becoming more comfortable in jail than out. There's no way out. I don't see people coming out of jail better, innocent or not. Once you're labeled a felon, you can't get a job or an apartment. It is so hard to make it out of the system's shadow. I was only in for 3 days, but a part of me felt like I was never going to leave. I feel so sorry for anyone who has to go through anything like this. It would be one thing if you were just guilty, but it's unjust if you're not. People are getting worse by being in jail and sitting around rather than working. But now a new warrant is out for me. This time it was for an old speeding ticket from about 4 years ago. And finally the judge got to hear my side of the story. Next court date is to get back on Divergent and I have a good chance at it. I have a lawyer who cares about me, which is great, but I still didn't do what they said. I don't see incarcerating people like to be that productive. It's not rehabilitating them or paying back society. It's not doing anything but just giving jobs to the workers.